Could you just go into how you designed to that site and your decision to do the luxury villas to the west and then utilize both the marina and the beach for the main building, and your vision of the bluff?
I was referencing something that you said earlier. It takes a little bit of sitting down and thinking, but also looking, as you pointed out, back in time to what was here. How was it? Are there any features that we want to pick up? And the Loren in Bermuda is called the Loren at Pink Beach. We have a Pink Beach club as a nod to what was there beforehand. On Elbow, it was originally called the Surf Club a long time back, and that's the thing. If you go back in the history books to the Elbow Beach site, it was the Surf Club at Elbow Beach. So all of the stuff that is embedded in the shoreline there, we're going to reactivate, re-engineer everything behind it, but the front piece will be visible, including the restaurant, and that'll be the Surf Club again. So that's a nod. So we've tried to use things from the past. This is going to be the Loren at Turtle Cove, and if you remember, down where the unbuilt part of the marina was, there was a little outcrop that had an old building on it. We salvaged all of the stone and the timber from it, and we have incorporated it in the restaurant at the end. So again, we tried to make sure that we were conscious of what was here, and use any components there was. There really wasn't that much more. But the staircase and a handful of other things that were there as much as possible, we've incorporated them. As I say, to some extent, the sites, after a number of iteration after iteration, they, particularly at this density, once you've made the statement that it is supposed to be very high-end and very exclusive, the people that should be coming to stay at these properties should want to go and stay at the Aman, or to be traveling to the Four Seasons in Florence, or the Six Senses in Ibiza, or very, very high-end properties. But it is very active and it's very easy to get to. We're only 7 minutes from the airport. So whether you're coming for a 2-day stay, because the islands are very easy to get to as well. I mean, that's the extraordinary thing. We came from Miami this morning, and we'll be back in Miami this afternoon. That's how easy it is to get. Actually, he's going back to New York. So it's a very, very easy island to get to, and we wanted to acknowledge that that's how the island should be capable of using. You're coming for a short period, or you're coming for a month, it doesn't really matter. It's easy to get to here, set up home, and but be exclusive. That's what that's what makes it necessarily the density that is. It doesn't want to be 300 rooms. It wants to be the 20 or so condos, a couple of penthouses, 4 villas, and then a compound. That is and 30 hotel rooms, as you said. That's the entirety of it. And so, when you impose that degree of density, the rooms that are here are along the size of the Bermuda rooms. Those are already, there's a lot of thought that went into those rooms, and what we did in Austin and so that make the rooms and the units very usable, and what we enjoy about places that we go to stay. There is only so much that you can build before it becomes imposing. Now here, you could keep supposedly going up, but again, once I imposed the constraint of I wanted to imagine that the hills behind it just went down to the shoreline, which is what you could sort of see here. There's the hill up here, there's the shoreline down there, it flows down. Well, there's my height. There's the height of the building, it's got to get there. Well, why? I guess it's steps. Now it grows up from the restaurant up to the steps, there's the building, there's the so-and-so. Oh, well, if that's happened, then the villas, and there are only 4 of them, should stretch out. In fact, there were 6 of them, and two people came down and said, in fact, we'll just take 2 of the sites and stick the villas together. We've ended up with 4 villas. But that was necessarily the extension of it, that narrow piece, everything very private.
Well, I think there's 2 things, to segue to. And I think the first one is, my mantra has always been that we are the best combination of luxury with ease of use and ease of access.
Yeah.
Our airport, we're going to have a new airport sooner rather than later. But the reality is, we came in from Philadelphia today. We were an hour early. We were having lunch at Bouchon at 11:45.
Yeah.
There aren't many Caribbean islands especially as you go farther south, that you can get to so easily. And then the other aspect is getting around. The third turtle site in Turtle Cove is the nexus for Providenciales.
Right.
That's why I was selected some 40 plus years ago, right? Or maybe almost 50 now, is because it was 7 minutes from whatever they purported to be an airport back then, right? But it was right in the middle, and you could go where you wanted from there, and the boat access was the best.
Right.
You were around the corner, and you are fishing, and you are snorkeling, and you are pleasure boating. You know, you have it made in that location.